Hi everyone, I'm Sandie La Nae. Welcome to Psychic Creations. We have a very different show for you today. As you know, Psychic Creations has interviewed interesting people, locals, Carsonites, and those from our northern region. Well, for this program today, we are stepping out of Nevada and going to California so I can interview my longtime friend who happens to live in our hometown still in the far northern region of that state. Please welcome to Psychic Creations, truck driver and one who restores vintage automobiles, Richard Covell.
Thank you, Sandy.
Hi!
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. It's been a few years.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that our viewers are very interested in the restoration process that you do, as well as other intriguing life's adventures that you've been on. So we have a long list of questions for you, and I guess we can begin, okay?
Let's get started.
All right. Well, the very first question, where is it that you live?
Paradise, California.
Yes. And were you born there?
No, I was actually born in Oakland, but we moved there in 1960 when I was, I guess I was born then, but
Yeah.
5 years old.
Nice.
5 years old, started kindergarten there, and I met you in the first grade.
Yeah, we're oldsters, I'll tell you.
We lived there, my parents still live there. I have moved away several times to come back through the course of my life with driving a truck, of course, working for different companies and
Right.
things like that. And I've been back there for the last 8 years. So
8 years. I bet it's changed a lot. I haven't been there in about 20 years, so I'm sure the town has changed.
it's some things have, some things haven't. It's still paradise, though.
It's still paradise. Oh, how fun. How
Yes.
fun. And you like living there?
Oh yes, I love it.
Good for you. I miss it. I really do. I miss it.
The only thing I look a little gun shy when the wind starts blowing the trees. So
Oh, I remember that.
yes, we
Pine
get-
trees could just, tumble.
we have very tall pine trees, oak trees, everything, and they come down when the wind hits, especially after a good rain. So you got to be very careful.
Oh, sure. Yes, I remember those days. Incoming!
And after one hit my house a couple of years ago, I'm really gun shy.
Well,
so
sure, I can imagine so. But
Yeah.
Paradise is a real beautiful town, I have to admit. It's real pretty, and I miss it. Here in Carson City, well, Nevada, it's a lot of sagebrush. Paradise
Yes.
is a lot of
No
trees.
sagebrush.
No sagebrush, that's right. That's right. All right. Well, let's see. Can you tell our viewers some exciting adventures that you've been through on your life? Schools, jobs?
Well, drove a truck. I started driving a truck when I was 22 years old. It's been a couple of years ago, but
Yeah, a couple, at least.
driven for different companies. I've owned my own trucks. Now I just drive, and they can pay me to drive the truck, and I'm good with that. So.
What company do you work for now? The
I
SST?
drive SST, Smith Systems Transportation, out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska. We haul mainly hazardous waste, a lot of hazardous waste.
Oh,
I don't have to run the road anymore. I mean, long hauls anymore. I mainly run between San Jose and Nevada. So home every weekend now, and that's great.
oh, that is great, because you used to drive coast to coast, didn't
Oh
you?
yes, yes.
Oh, gosh. How long did it take you to get from Atlantic to Pacific and back?
And back. used to be able to run it in 3 days, three and a half days, even when the speed limit was 55. But
Oh, did you ever sleep?
occasionally,
Oh, goodness.
back in the good old days,
Yeah.
we might have done a few things we shouldn't have done, but everything came out good.
Yes.
When you left with a load of produce in California, they wanted in New York or Providence or Boston, wherever you were going, whichever produce market, Philadelphia, they wanted there in 3 days.
Oh, goodness.
And if you were there in 4 days, they weren't too sure if they wanted it. So, Back in the good old days, we did what we had to do to get the job done.
Right. Well, speaking of getting the job done, I understand that there's a lot of limitations coming down on truck drivers right now.
Oh yes, where they're trying to put electronic logs on us,
Oh.
what that boils down to, you when you start your clock, you have 14 hours, and you can drive 11 hours. You have to get everything you're going to do, your 11 hours in within a 14-hour period.
Okay.
Once your clock starts, it's 14 hours and that's it. You can't split anything up, and it's like if you get to a city when you got rush hour traffic, I like to stop and take a little nap.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till rush hour's over, then go. But with electronic logs, you can't do that. I mean,
Right.
you can a little bit, but everything's on a timer.
Mm.
You see a lot of these guys speeding through construction zones because they're trying to make up time.
Yeah.
And it's not a good thing. And they're trying to put speed limiters on us. They want every truck in the United States to do between 60 and 68 miles an hour. They haven't decided how fast they want it yet.
Okay.
Well, they're waiting to get all the comments in, but they're making a speed limiter rule, and viewers need. This just doesn't affect truck drivers; it affects everybody who's on the road. You need to call your representatives and let them know that you do not want trucks speed limited, because look at all the congestion you have now, Sandy. You have trucks are getting out. We call them elephant races.
Okay.
Trucks trying to get out and pass one another. One guy's got a little lighter load, and so he can do a quarter of a mile an hour faster. He thinks he can get out and pass the next guy. And you got all the cars lined up behind him, honking and yelling and giving them unfriendly gestures and things like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, if they put the speed limiter law in, and plus they don't even know how fast it's. I think they're going to try to make it 65 mile an hour. That's my feeling, because a lot of the company trucks are governed at 65 now.
Okay.
So let's just figure if it's a 65 mile an hour, the trucks aren't going to go anywhere. I mean, cars are going to be backed up. People are going to be very irritated.
Yeah.
Because they get out to pass each other, and that's it. And the speed limits out west here are 80 mile an hour across Utah, Wyoming, 75 across Nevada, and it's just not going to work. People have to call the representatives and let them know that they do not want this either. It's not just for truck drivers, but I mean the law will be for truck drivers, but if the general public calls in, that's going to help.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Get that thing gone so we can get back to normal, because it's.
So this nation just won't be put on hold almost.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Okay.
speed limiters, no. You have to tell them no on speed limiters. Canada's already done it. And those people call in the trucking shows and they say it doesn't work here. We don't know why the U.S. is trying to do it. Because all these safety groups,
Yeah.
the ATA, and these people that sit behind a desk are never out on the road. They think, oh, it's going to be so much safer. And it's just the opposite effect. So if
Right.
people can call in, they can call the Washington D.C. office, give them their zip code, they'll get their representatives and tell them no on the speed limiter thing.
Right. Okay. Good advice. Take that from Richard. He knows. He's driven for a couple of years, so he
Yes,
knows.
I've been driving for, well, like I said, I started driving when I was 21, or 22 actually. Drove for 14 years, quit for 18 years. I'm starting to show my age. Been back at it since 2008, so.
Do you like being a truck driver? Am I putting you
Yes.
on the spot?
No. I do. It used to be a fun job.
Okay.
We used to have fun doing it, but now, with all the regulations they're shoved down our throats, and they want to put more on us. It's just, it's not fun.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
occasionally it is, but it's more or less. It just, well, what would you say? It used to be fun, but it's not so much anymore.
Okay, sure.
You got people. They think they have a driver shortage, which you get guys my age, and we're all getting ready to retire. We want out of this thing.
Right, sure.
Now we're trying to get they're trying to get new people in to take our places. So if any of you guys are interested in driving a truck, or ladies too, you know, just, you can contact different schools, different trucking companies, and they'll get you hooked up, because we need more people to take our place. And it's
just not the way it used to be.
no, it's not the way it used to be, but the younger people seem to be adapting to it, because it's all the different generations.
Okay, sure.
And like electronic logs, like for instance, my cousin's son, he drives, and he doesn't know what a paper log is. Everything's electronic, and he's happy with it.
Okay, sure. Well, that's what they know. They were trained.
Yes. So when they come in, you know, they be trained that way, and so they won't know any other way. So,
Right.
but you got to remember too, trucking is not just a job; it's a lifestyle.
Oh, good.
There's a
point.
lot. There is. You're not. You know, I mean, you're gone away from home. I'm home on the weekends now, but I used to not be. I would go out for 3 weeks and come home for a week. Sometimes even longer than that back in the old days, but it's not an easy life. You're away from your family. You sleep in the truck every night. You got to figure out how you're going to eat. I have a cooler, I have a refrigerator in my truck. Take my own stuff, and I have a little lunchbox cooker. And I can put my food in there and heat it up going down the road.
Okay.
Some guys have inverters, power inverters, and they have microwaves and everything in there now. So.
Nice.
But it's definitely, you'll know right away if it's not for you. So, but it is it's a lifestyle. It's not just a job. So, but we need people. So if you're interested,
Sure.
give it a shot.
Give it a shot. That's cool. Well, okay. Being Psychic Creations is all about paranormal and the spiritual. I want to ask you one question. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but have you ever had any type of ghostly or strange or paranormal adventure while you're being a truck driver?
While being a truck driver, I thought I saw a flying saucer one time in Wyoming.
Oh, cool.
It was probably a big cloud that looked like a flying saucer, but I was hoping it was a flying saucer.
Well, sure.
I really haven't had much driving. I mean, I did have one in one part of Nevada where I saw some black magic going on.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it was not good. And I saw writings in the sand by a motel room door, outside the window, and there was no tracks going up to it or no tracks leaving. It was like a bunch of weird stuff in the sand, drawings, and so
Yikes.
that was definitely different.
Yeah.
And I just kind of messed them up, and actually it was my motel room.
Oh.
And when I walked in there, I heard, now this is no lie, man, I'm telling you this, I heard spirits. They were just like boom, 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 making these noises. And I had my girlfriend over there with me, and she was telling me about it, and I saw it happening too, and I went outside and saw the drawings all in the sand. So I didn't believe in it. I messed the drawings all up, and I come back inside, and the sounds were gone.
Oh, good.
So that really freaked me out.
Yeah,
But
me too.
I from then on, I do believe in that kind of stuff. So
Wow, that's
and
ooh.
evil spirits and stuff.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Well,
I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
So I just
Well, I know this story, viewers, and we won't mention the town, but there is a town in Nevada that's got very, very strange energies, and Richard's story is not really surprising, to tell you the truth.
well, actually, Sandy, I came to you after it happened and told you about the spirit that was in me, that they put in me, and how the person took it out,
Right.
and I felt it leave. I physically felt it come out of me.
Yeah.
Because I figured if anybody'd know anything, it would be you.
Oh,
I came over to that and talked to you, and you.
oh, sure.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time, but yet still. And you never drove that route, or did you just
I
drive
have to
that?
go. I have to go through that place now every once in a while.
Oh,
I
you
go
do?
through there just as fast as I can. I don't even stop.
So that new speed law is not going to affect you when you're driving there, right?
No limit there.
Oh, well, yes.
It's unlimited for me.
Right.
I don't get arrested.
Well, I don't
I
blame
just
you.
take it real easy and get on through there.
That's right. Well, I don't blame you because of what happened. Now, let's see. You remodel vintage automobiles.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Can you tell our viewers how you got interested in restoring old cars?
Well, growing up, the cars that I'm interested in weren't old then, but I guess I kind of go back towards my childhood. The cars we grew up with is the cars I really enjoy now.
Okay.
I love Edsels myself.
Edsel.
Edsel was built between 1958 and 1960. They have 58, 9, and 60 model years. They ceased production November 19th, 1959. They were introduced to the public September 4th, 1957. And they were very good cars. I had a picture of my grandma standing in front. My grandpa bought one brand new. And I had the picture, and I don't know what happened to the picture. My grandma standing in front of it, a 1958 Edsel Ranger. And I asked my grandpa, I says, at a young age, because I just always had a thing for Edsels. I guess I got it from him.
Sure.
I said, Grandpa, how come you got rid of the car? He said, oh, they quit making them. I couldn't have it anymore. Something they didn't make anymore. So he traded it in on a Buick. So 60 Buick. But anything from the 50s, the 60s, even the 70s, up low 70s, I really enjoy. I mean, to do a total restoration on one nowadays is just very costly. Unless you do it yourself, you got to have the ability, the knowledge, and the place to do it.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So I love Edsels. I restored the 58 Pacer convertible that you happen to knew about that car.
Yes.
I think you rode in it. You just had your picture in front of it.
Yes, I do.
That was my baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. But after I lost my job, I had to sell something. And after September 11th,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I lost my job. So we made all the non-moving parts for jet airplane engines. And they quit making planes, so I had to give up. I lost my job, so
Wow.
car had to go.
Sure.
But I enjoyed restoring that car. I enjoyed driving that car. It was a 1958 Edsel Pacer convertible. I sold the car to another Edsel enthusiast,
Okay.
and I found out who he sold it to,
Oh.
and I just saw the car just a couple of months ago in Ogden, Utah, at our the Edsel Owners Club national meet. We had Ogden, Utah. We had like 22 Edsels there. The car was there. I found out who owned it, and him and I talked a lot about the car. He wanted to know what all I'd done to it, and he said when he got it, it was pretty thrashed. The interior was thrashed, and I said, it wasn't like that when I got it.
Oh, no.
But we had a great time at that meet, and so I have another convertible now. I have another 58 Edsel Pacer, yellow one.
Oh, nice. And you're restoring that? Or?
It was, most of it was done, a lot of it was done when I got it. I've done a lot of things to it, but it is, that's my baby. I'm never selling that car.
Oh.
In fact, her name is Little Buttercup.
Oh, fun. Isn't that a fun name?
Oh, the red one, the one that you saw, I named her Marilyn.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Well,
yeah. Or maybe not.
Because she was well built, full of curves.
That's right.
Just like all the Edsels are.
Got it.
So this one's yellow. The yellow, it took a little bit to grow on me. The yellow.
Uh-huh.
It's all factory colors. Yellow, red and white interior, and yellow. It was charcoal gray.
Oh.
And a black top. And it's all factory original. It's the only convertible left like that.
Oh, is that
The
right?
Pacer convertible.
Ooh, nice.
It's because in our Etzel club we have people that keep track of every Etzel that we can find.
Okay.
And they told me it was the last one. There wasn't too many of them with that color combination, but it's the only one left in the registry. So
Is that right? Oh, wow.
it's
You've got
totally
a
rust
rare-
free.
Where did you find it? From another?
Another guy in the Etzel club, yeah. And it's a very nice car. That's my baby.
Yeah, look at your face. Oh, he likes that
I
car.
tried to trade
think.
back for the red one.
Oh, did you?
And when I was in Ogden, I almost went for it, but
Oh,
that's okay. He loves
beautiful
the red
boy.
one.
Sure.
But we had an excellent time there, and many Etzels there. Many of the Etzels are really were way ahead of their time.
Okay.
They were. Most of the 58s had the push buttons in the center of the steering wheel, all electronic. You park, drive, neutral, low, reverse.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, in the
Those-
middle of the steering
In
wheel.
the center of the steering wheel. Little Buttercup was like that, but something happened to her, and they put an actual 58 Etzel's lever column shifter in it,
Okay,
which is really rare. Like 1% of the Etzels ever came with that.
Oh, wow.
So that's a sure thing. You don't have to worry about the push buttons not going bad or anything.
Right.
But I have all the stuff to put back in it, but I'll get to that as soon as I get a hoist. I'm tired of
okay.
laying on the ground restoring these cars.
Oh, sure. You kind of enjoy restoring the Etzels, don't you?
Yes, I love them. I just had to do some work to a little Buttercup on the ground out in front of my house up on some ramps, and that just about finished me off.
Oh.
Surely getting too old for this laying on the ground. So my next step was getting a hoist. I used to just jack them up, put them on ramps, put them on jack stands, and tear the front ends out and rebuild everything and brakes and pull the engine transmissions out. And like the red one, Maryland, I had a nice 2-car garage when I lived up in Cold Springs, so that was an easy restoration.
Sure.
I had my shop set up right there, but I was a little younger then. It didn't hurt me to lay on the ground like it does now.
Sure. All right. Oh, how fun.
Yes.
And how long have you been restoring cars? Or Etzels,
well,
I should say.
Etzels. I've had about 15 Etzels in my lifetime, so
Oh,
I
goodness.
guess I started back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're
Nice hobby.
they're easy to get. They're easy to get parts for, actually.
Oh, are they?
I mean, a lot of mechanical parts and stuff. A lot of them are the same as the 57, 58 Fords.
Oh, okay.
And like, in fact, I used to use a place right here in Carson City to get a lot of my parts.
Oh, okay.
Off Arrowhead Drive.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a first name basis when I was restoring Maryland, so. But it's the cars are just absolutely great. They were way ahead of their time. When they were introduced, they had a recession going on. All the imports were coming over, like the Toya Pet. The little Toyotas, they called them a Toya Pet in those days in '58. So it was not a good time to introduce them, and the country was in a recession, so they were leaning towards compact. So
Okay. Oh,
But-
okay.
you can ask an Etzel owner today who has the last laugh. We do.
You do.
They have gone up considerably in value.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
One of them just sold to Sweden, a 1960 convertible, for $165,000.
Oh,
So-
goodness.
They have come way up in price, and people are dragging them out of the woodwork now, trying
Yeah.
to sell them and restore them and stuff, and they're
Wow.
great cars. You know what you're doing on them. They're easy to work on.
Nice. Well, I'm
So-
glad that Buttercup has you.
Yes, I am
Nice.
too. She is too.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. Well, now being all your jobs, it sounds like has something to do with vehicular type of cars and trucks and everything else, motorcycles and everything else. You have a nice hobby with some rare items in that hobby. Could you show our viewers some of your hobby items?
Surely.
All right.
I've been collecting these license plates since I was 10 years old.
Oh, fun.
We're friends of our family. My parents are in a square dance club, and they lived all around the country, and they would bring me their license plates, the old ones, and bring them to the house. They'd mail them to me, everything. I got a few here. Well, let's see, I get to show these first. Here's a license plate with an Etzel on it. I got from our meet in Sacramento last year.
Oh, nice.
It's a Citation convertible. They made 930 of those.
Nice.
The original cars.
Oh.
This is the one from Ogden this year. This was our license plate we got in our grab bag. This is a 59 Etzel.
Very nice.
From Ogden, Utah. Our plate. And let's see. And I used to have a few Kaisers, so I had Kaiser license plate. This came from one of the Kaiser meets, 2009.
Nice. Very nice.
It's its own plate, so.
Very, very nice.
And we have one from down in the Caribbean, Martin Island. I thought it was a kind of a little cool plate.
Oh, sure, that is.
And speaking of the Kaisers, I got a set of these plates. I had them on my 53 Kaiser Manhattan.
Oh.
And it has the original, has an original license plate frame from San Francisco, from the Far West Motors. It says Kaiser Fraser right on it. I got these from an estate sale. Brand new, never been used on anything. So I got a pair of them. I had them on the Kaiser.
Oh, nice.
Since they quit, last Kaiser they built was 55.
Okay.
So, and they had very few of them built in 55. But this got a 53 tab on it.
Isn't
metal
that
tab.
Nice? Oh, that's nice.
So I should have brought the frame off. I have a frame on a little Buttercup. Came from the Reno dealership. It says Calvada Etzel, Reno, right on it.
Oh.
And it still had, when I've had that, I had it on the red one, I had it on Maryland. It was, it still had a couple little chips of paint, original colored paint. It was yellow and white, so I restored the plate frame. And it just happens to match the other car, so little Buttercup, so I get lots of comments about that frame.
That's
Here's one of my favorite plates. This is a 1928 Idaho spud plate, I call it. I think everybody else does too. It's a truck plate, actually. And it's shape of a spud, an Idaho spud.
It
It
is.
says Idaho Potatoes 1928. This plate's worth about $500, or maybe even a little more. But
Really?
if you had to go buy it, I did some horse trading and got it. But
Isn't
that is my favorite plate.
awesome? Well, I could see why.
It's just unusual. I kind of like unusual things and orphan cars. And speaking of orphans, now these guys, this is a pair. These are a little bear plate. This is a little motorcycle plate from the Northwest Territories. And it's a sample plate because, well, it's really hard. They don't have too many motorcycles in Northwest Territories. It's up right near where Santa Claus lives, up there in the North Pole. Not too many motorcycles running around, so. And this one is from, the province is called Nunavut. And it was the Northwest Territories, and they broke it up, and they put another province on there, and the new province was called Nunavut. I guess, I hope that's pronounced right, but.
Sounds good.
But they also had the same bear plate with, it says Northwest Territories on it. So I just brought one of each province, and a little baby bear and mama bear, so.
Isn't that exciting? Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I really enjoy collecting license plates and frames. I've got a whole boxes of frames and.
As a guesstimate, how many license plates do you think you have?
Oh, let's see, about 500.
Really? Goodness sakes, you need a warehouse just for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Nice, very nice.
I have them up on the wall a big sheet of plywood, and I have each state and each province, and I just put headless nails on there so I can just swap the plates around
Right.
and change them around. So
Oh,
it's a nice setup.
You have a nice hobby.
Yes,
And
I like
think-
it.
And I think you have a nice life too.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Richard, I want to thank you so much for being an awesome guest on Psychic Creations today.
It's my pleasure.
And thank you for coming all the way over from California to Nevada.
Yes, I was in the middle of a trip,
Yeah?
so I
Came down for...
brought part of my rig.
That's right, you did. We'll see that at the end of the show. He's going to wave goodbye to us.
Okay. Sounds
Thank you
very
so
good.
much for being
Thank
on
you, Sandy.
Psychic
I
Creations.
wouldn't have missed it for nothing.
Oh, thanks. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining in Psychic Creations. And if you would like to be a guest speaker on my show, you can contact me at my website, which is www.sandypsychicstones.com, or at my email address, which is admin@sandypsychicstones.com. Remember, though, that the content of the show is of the spiritual and of the paranormal and of truck driving.
Yes.
Okay?
And see, that's the spirits of the cars.
That's right. That's a very, very good
Yes.
point. I like that. Thank you so much for watching Psychic Creations, and we'll see you next show.